What's up, guys? Hey, Kyle Settles, and welcome to the video. In this video today, I want to dive into the two main choices that you have in life when it comes to anything and everything. And I really want to dive into one of people's biggest fears. And our biggest fear for most people is the fear of what other people think. Right? The fear of judgment. What are they going to say about me? Right? Are they going to believe me? Do they think it's cool? Right? Are they not going to like me? Am I not going to be accepted? Right? This is a big limitation, a big fear that most people have. And in this video, I hope to enlighten you, right? What I'm about to share with you has completely changed my life, right? It has brought awareness to me that I am in control and that I have a choice. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's dive into it. First off, I want to talk about everything just is. Everything just is, okay? And everything is just energy. We are nothing but energy, right? We're energy, frequency, and vibration. And we're either our vibrations are either high or they're low based on our attitude, right? And how we think and feel. And then our actions follow usually the way we're feeling, right? If we're feeling good, if we're feeling high on life, like we're taking action towards things, right? And when our mind is low, our mindset is low, our thinking is low, our feelings are low. And we tend to not take any action or very little action. But I need you to first understand that everything just is. Everything is just energy. Okay, guys? So, energy. Bam. And one of our higher faculties in one of my other videos, you guys can watch my mindset video, is called perception. Our perception is what makes the is whatever. Good, bad, happy, sad. It's our higher faculty. It is our mind. It is the way we think that creates whatever that is. Haven't you ever had friends or been around people where they completely think the opposite of you? Like you could say one thing and they literally say the opposite? Well, guys, that's perception, right? We know that it is what it is. But they're thinking one way and you're thinking another way. Who's right and who's wrong? Neither one of them. It's relative. Relative truth. It's based on your truth, your perception, whatever you believe, whatever you make it. So this is so important, and I want to dive into this because understanding this, everything just is. You make it whatever you want it. Okay? Now listen, there's two different ways we can go. You can either choose the left side or you can choose the right side, right? There's polarity in everything, right? There's always a plus and there's always a minus, right? There's always a good with a bad and there's always a bad with a good. But what are you looking for? What are you choosing to focus on? Because whatever you focus on, right, are going to create the thoughts, the feelings, the actions, and then manifest the result or create the result, guys. So let's look at actually this would be the positive, and then let's look at the negative side, the negative polarity, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is ignorance. Ignorance. And ignorance is just not knowing, correct? Right? Everyone's in some kind of ignorant state. There's a lot of things I just don't know about. And there's some things I don't want to know about. But ignorance is just not knowing. And the goal, I believe, of life is to get out of an ignorant state, right? Because it's not about what you do know. It's about the things that you don't know that are holding you back, correct? So what does ignorance cause, though? Not knowing, right, causes doubt and worry, right? When you don't know something or you're in a situation and you have ignorance to it, guys, it's going to cause you doubt, right? It's going to freeze you in your tracks. It's going to cause you to worry, right? And then what does that cause? That causes fear, okay? Your fear, you're now in a fearful state, right? Your energy is low. Your vibrations are low. You're fearing the worst outcome. You're focusing on what could go wrong because you have doubt and worry, because you have ignorance. What do we typically do with fear? Or what does fear typically cause? Anxiety, right? And how do you spell it? Anxiety. Don't hate on my spelling. Okay, that causes anxiety, right? Where we start to feel a certain way. We get those, almost like, constant thoughts, or, we start to feel a certain way. We literally feel it in the body, right? That's anxiety. That's coming from fear, focusing on what could go wrong, which came from doubt and worry, which come from ignorance. And then what do we typically do with the anxiety, guys? We typically suppress it, right? We typically suppress the anxiety. We suppress it. We push it down. Or what do? We go work out, or we go distract ourselves, right? And we think that is taking care of the problem, but it's not. We're still in an ignorant state. We still have doubt and worry. We still have fear. We still have anxiety. We're simply pushing it down even more. And we're using other things, people, distraction, to try to get away, numb those feelings. They're still there though. What happens when we suppress something for too long? It starts to cause what? Depression. It starts to cause depression. We start to get depressed. Right? You have to understand this, guys. We cause ourselves to be depressed by the way that we think. And we suppress all of these feelings, and it causes depression. And then what does depression usually cause? Dis-ease. It puts the body at dis-ease, and we start attracting all the things that we don't want. People into our lives that are negative, that are also depressed, that are also fearful. We start projecting these things, which projecting energy, the energy has to come back to us. It's one of the laws, which we'll talk about in a different video. But all of this comes from ignorance. It's just not knowing, right? Again, causes doubt and worry, right? We start to worry, right? Then we start to create fear. We start to focus on things that are not even happening, that are not there, and we're projecting it into our mind. We're choosing to look at this or to think this, which causes anxiety in the body. We actually start to feel the vibrations from the thoughts in our body. That is anxiety. Then we suppress it. We push it down. We distract with everything, other people, drugs, alcohol, workouts, all of these things. And then it causes depression. And then it causes dis-ease. Guys, you have to understand this, okay? But let's talk about the other side, right? Let's talk about the other side. What is the opposite of ignorance, guys? Knowledge. Knowledge. Or study, right? And the only way to get knowledge is to study. Right? The only way to get out of an ignorant state is to study, is to input new knowledge, new information, which causes you to what? Have a different perspective. And if our perspective changes, everything changes. Reality changes. Your perception is your reality, guys. You have to understand this. And everyone's perception is so different from one another. But the only way is through knowledge, and that you have to study. This is why self-development is so important. And 99% of people, I was one of these people, never picked up a book after school. Never even thought about it. I would have told you that you were ignorant for self-developing. I thought I knew it all. I was in a box, a fixed mindset, guys. Okay, but let's go down the list. What is knowledge and study? What does it give you? Right? It starts to give you understanding. Understanding, guys. We start to have understanding. And then what does understanding give us? When we have understanding and we start to shift our perception, we start to what? We start to gain confidence. Confidence. Right? And then what happens when you have confidence? You have what? You have faith. And faith is the opposite of fear. And if I have faith, I have what? Belief. You see where I'm going here? And if I have confidence and faith and belief, right, I'm going to start to take action. And if I'm taking action towards something, because I have belief that was caused from having faith, right, focusing on what can go right, because I have confidence, because I only have confidence because I have understanding, and I only have understanding because I have knowledge. I self-developed. Right? I took courses. I went to masterminds. Right? I took in new information, which causes all of these. And if I take the right action, guys, what does that lead to? I start to manifest or create, bring to form. And then what is the opposite of dis-ease? At ease. At ease. Guys, these are the two choices that we have in life that have completely changed my life. Okay? And the crazy thing about these two sides is that neither one of the thing that is limiting you or that is causing either the fear or the faith, whatever, it's believing in something that's not there. This just is. It's not even there. So faith and fear is believing in something that is not even there. You either have faith in the direction of where you're going and what can happen and what possibilities can happen, because you have all of these things, and it starts with knowledge, study. Like, you have to plug into new information. You can't solve the problem with the same mindset that created the problem in the first place. Right? Think about that. That's a quote from Albert Einstein. How can we solve a problem with the same mindset that created the problem in the first place? We can't, guys. Right? We have to wake up to this. But at the end of the day, you only have two choices. Whatever that thing is, right, that is driving you knockers, a business decision, a relationship, whatever it is, it just is what it is. It is nothing but energy. Now, you make it whatever it is based off your perception, right? Based off what lens are you looking through? And if you are in an ignorant state, just not knowing, it will typically cause doubt and worry, fear, anxiety. We suppress it, we depress it, and our body is then at dis-ease. And we attract everything that we don't want in life. You see this, right? Think about your life. Think about anyone's. Think about the people that you're around. What does a bad attitude attract? It attracts more bad attitudes, right? Everything is a reflection of you. Everything is a reflection of your energy, which is your attitude, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. And it's all based off these choices. What are you thinking about? What are you focusing on? Most people, guys, are focused on fear. We have been taught, most of us, not all of us, our entire life to be controlled by the outside world, to be controlled by circumstances, by the weather, by what other people are doing, by the news, by the radio, by all of these things. Most people focus on the negative, which causes all of this, which puts people in a reactive state. And if we're reacting, we're never winning. because we are giving power to everything else outside of us that, remember guys, that does not exist. It's all in your mind. It's believing in something that is not even there. But most people are programmed to think about the worst thing that could possibly happen, are programmed to not study, to not do these things. We are programmed to live life a certain way. And you have been programmed, and I have been programmed by our families, by our parents, by schools, by our ancestors. All of these things, either on purpose or by default, we have been programmed. And it is crucial for you and I and everyone to wake up to how our mind works, how reality works, how energy works, how all of this works, so that we can start to live the life that we actually want. But the life that we actually want is not going to just happen, okay, by circumstances. We have to create our life that we want, okay? Because the life that you have, you've created it. We are always the problem. We are always the solution, regardless. Personal responsibility. And it starts with this, guys. So one more time, this is life-changing. If you can study this every day, put this on the front of your phone. Look at it at least 10 minutes a day. Look at all the things that are going on in your life. Everything. Everything just is. And remember, whatever has happened, regardless of circumstances, regardless of adversity, problems, regardless of what it is, big or small, right? You make it big or small. But everything is relative. Your biggest problem, right, is somebody's smallest problem, and somebody's smallest problem is maybe your biggest problem. But it's all relative based on the person and their mindset and their life. But we have to understand that the key to everything is understanding that we make the is, the energy, whatever we want it to be. Everything just is, okay? But through knowledge and study, through inputting, through self-developing on a daily basis, plugging into new information, new communities, new people, new input will always equal new output. And through repetition of practice, right? The repetition is the mother of all skill. We can only impress new ideas in the mind through repetition and through understanding and through knowledge, guys. Think about everything that you have done and everything that you have had or anything that you are good at. It only happened because you did it many reps, many times. And it was hard in the beginning and you didn't understand in the beginning, but through practice, right, you eventually got good at it. And now you can probably do it without even thinking about it. Now imagine if you can train yourself through repetition and practice to always have faith, to always believe in yourself, to not have any limitations, to take action, to create the things that you want in the life that you want and be at ease, like at ease. You will attract everything that you want into your life. But you have to understand, it's no one else doing this to you, okay? If you are in a state of fear or if you are in a state of depression, right? Maybe not all, but most, right? There could be some medical issues, but most, I would say most people are creating their own depression, are creating dis-ease, are creating the anxiety, the fear, because they keep thinking the same thing. They're conditioning themselves over and over and over. Because why? You were programmed that way. You have to reprogram yourself. There are only two choices, guys. There are only two. Hear me loud and clear. Write this down. This will change your life. Everything is. You make it whatever it is. It is believing in something that is not there. if you are on this side and you have fear or doubt and worry or ignorance or anxiety or suppression or depression or you're a disease, you are believing in something that is not even there. Because what has already happened could not have happened any other way than the way it did. You cannot go backwards. You can only go forward. Whatever has happened to you, regardless of what it is, it could not have happened any other way than the way that it did, guys. So it makes no sense to think about that. But we are trapped in thinking this way and believing in something that is not there based on the way we've been programmed through repetition over and over and over. And we stay fearful. We stay in a doubt and worry and an ignorant state. And we have all of this depression, and then we have anxiety, and we suppress it by going to the gym or drinking alcohol or smoking weed or doing drugs or porn or whatever. We do it to ourselves because we don't understand ourselves. We don't understand how our mind works and how we've been programmed. And that everything is it just is what it is. It just is. What do you make it? Because whatever you make it is either going to cause you to be at dis-ease, or it's going to create your body at ease. You're going to be at ease. But the choice is yours. Think about it this way. You and someone else, or me and you, can be in the same situation, the same circumstances, the same whatever. But you can completely be in a state of depression while I'm in a state of at ease because I have faith and belief. Based on what? Based on how we think. Same situation, same environment, same everything. But what are you looking at? What are you making that is? What are you turning that is into? See, that's the difference, guys. This world we live in, everything just is. You can either live in heaven or in hell. Understand this. Heaven and hell is a state of consciousness based on your awareness, based on what you are looking for, based on what you are focusing on, based on your perception, and based on your programming, guys. We have to wake up to this. I hope I am triggering something in you. I hope you are writing this down. I hope a light bulb is going off, because there is relative truth, right? There are religions, there are certain rules and laws to this place we live on, this earth, and there is also truth. There is absolute truth, and the absolute truth is what I'm showing you. Everything just is. It's what you make it. And if you're going to live a happy, healthy, wealthy life, I highly encourage you to study this video, to share this video with anyone that may be struggling. Even if they're not struggling, this will help you. This will set your life in a new direction if you practice this. Because at the end of the day, you create your own reality. We are always the problem. We are always the solution. And the number one problem, right, is remembering, or is forgetting who we think we are, remembering who we are, understanding this board that I'm showing you, that you are choosing to believe in whatever you are choosing to believe in based on the programming and conditioning and the things that you are plugging into, environment, friends, radio, podcasts, movies, right? You are creating your life. And you're either creating out of faith or you're creating out of fear. So I encourage you to be very careful with what you plug into and the people that you're around, and start to take ownership of your mind. Okay? And put walls up around your mind. Don't let anybody in your walls. Because someone else can be in a state of fear and they'll have their work to do, right? You can't control them. You can share it with them, but you can't control anything except what you plug into. But that same person can be in a state of fear disease, depression, while you're in the same place at ease because you have faith, because you have belief, confidence. And it all came from what? Understanding, self-developing, knowledge. And you have to study. If you are watching this video, this is self-development. This is expanding your mind. And when you expand the mind, guys, right? It's kind of like the red pill, blue pill. Once you see something, you can't unsee it. You have now gained a new level of awareness. And I promise you guys, if you can take control of this, stop going to the fear side. And if you can be aware of it, you are human. You are going to have times where you have fear, but work your way back up. Okay, I've got fear because I've got doubt and worry. Why do I have doubt and worry? It's because there's something I don't know. There's something that you don't understand. So what do you need to do? Bam. Okay, I need to study. I need to gain the knowledge so that I do have the understanding. How do we do that? We watch YouTube videos. We watch Kyle, or we plug into somebody that has what you want or that is doing what you want to do. And we learn from them and we gain a new perspective and a new perception. And we start to create the reality and the life that you want versus somebody else doing it for you and letting circumstances control you. Stop that, guys. You don't have to live in a state of fear. It is choice. You can choose this side. Remember, it's believing in something that is not there. What has happened has already happened. Let it go. Is that easier said than done? Yes. But you have to practice letting it go. It's already happened. It is what it is. Now, find the good. Whatever has happened, what lesson did you learn from it? Regardless of the adversity, regardless of the problem, no matter how big or small, what have you learned from it? You have to focus, control your focus. Focus on the good. There is good in everything and there is bad in everything. Sometimes you have to look harder than others, but there is always polarity. There's always good and always bad with each one. And you're always going to get what you choose to focus on. Okay? I love you guys. I hope you guys gained a lot from this video. Share this video with somebody that may be struggling or killing it. Either way, my goal is to help you, serve you at the highest level. This has changed my life completely. And I appreciate you guys watching the video. Like and share, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.